Fellas, you know Degree Cool Rush deodorant, right? Well, last year they changed the formula, and guys were mad about it. One dude even started a petition. So guess what? Degree heard us, admitted they messed up, and brought the original Cool Rush scent back exactly how it was. And it's in Walmart, Target, and other stores now for under $4. So grab some and remember why its cool, crisp, and fresh scent made it the #1 men's antiperspirant for the last decade. Degree Cool Rush is back, and it smells like victory for all of us.
Auto insurance can all seem the same until it comes time to use it. So don't get stuck paying more for less coverage. Switch to USAA Auto Insurance and you could start saving money in no time. Get a quote today. Restrictions apply.
USAA. Hilton brings you new ways to stay. With experiences that let you capture the glory days. Introducing the Graduate Hotels. Each inspired by local college towns, these stays are always original and never boring. Get in touch with traditions all across the country and enjoy a stay that's a class above the rest. Book at Graduate Hotels with Hilton Honors Points at Hilton.com. It's a win-win. Hilton, for the stay.
From the Fifth Quarter Studios in Madison, Wisconsin, you are listening to High School Hoops with our hosts, Steve Collins and Jake Steger.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to High School Hoops, episode 49. Today, we're going to touch the tip of the iceberg for Jake and I. We're going to talk about a couple team activities, 2 or 3 team activities that we do that we find very useful. There's lots more over in teachhoops.com. If you're thinking of joining, that's a great time to go over and join our community. Our coaches throw stuff out all the time. It's second to none. So go over and check that out. Good time. 6 month subscription will get you through most of the year, your basketball year at least. Also, make sure you go over and check out our sponsor, Dr. Dish. Easy to use. I'm going to tell a story about customer service with Dr. Dish. You know, we bought a new machine, I don't know, maybe a year and a half, 2 years ago, and some things have gone wrong. You know, a metal piece broke, our panel stopped working. I'm not kidding that within probably 8 to 12 hours, I got a response. I got something shipped to me, no cost. They took good care of us. Their customer service is, second to none. So make sure you go over and mention Coach Unplugged or High School Hoops, and they'll also give you $300 off your next purchase. So go over and check them out. Like I said, the biggest thing I can say is I own 2 of them. So, all right, go over and check them out, and let's head off to the podcast. All right, welcome to High School Hoops, episode 49. All right, Coach. We're going to do team building. What was the exact?
3 team building activities that you could recommend to our listeners.
Okay. All right. So this was your idea. I'm going to go first because then I'll stay ahead of you maybe one. All right.
You could do all 3 of your favorites first, and I'll pick 3 of mine when you're done.
Okay. So my first one is for team building, especially in the off season, because this is August right now. Is I always like to have the team over at the end of the summer to kind of spend some time in my house and grill out. And so this year, I think we're going to do it right before our kind of, I don't know what it is. It's kind of the kickoff, like sports kickoff. So that's the first one. That's my first team building one. Second one is we do skill works just about every day. So that's what I think that's a really good team building thing. And then the third thing that I started doing, especially with all the tournaments and leagues and stuff, I'm grabbing like whoever's in my car. So I think one time I had like 6. I make them go through on the way home and on the way there. It's like on the way there, I make them say, okay, what do I want out of today? What am I grateful for today? What do I want out of today? Similar to a journaling activity I do. And then on the way home, I say, what's one thing you did really well? What's one thing someone else in the car did really well? And what's one thing we did really well? And I make them go around, and it's teenage boys. That's really hard. But it's good. It's like then I'll go buy them, something to eat or ice cream cone or something. But so those are the 3 big ones, especially summer wise, that I do with my guys.
I'm going to take one thing from I used to when I was at the college, and I think it could be applicable to high school basketball. We created a Schoolology site for our team, and we would post questions, and the kids would talk about them and discuss them.
I like that.
Whether it was evaluating And it was really about getting to know each other, because we had kids from different states, of like, okay, what offense did you run before that, or what do you think is your best attribute? And it was cool, because it was, constantly bouncing off ideas and stuff. So that was one way I thought it was really a neat way of technology, with the kids being able to talk about the game a little bit, and so forth, building that. Any way that you can have fun, I think, is huge. One of my favorite things is always trying to do something around the holiday season for something that's fun. I've done like a steak fry where the kids bring their own steak and I grill for them. I have a big Christmas
Oh
holiday
God,
party.
how do you keep track of whose steak is whose?
I don't know. It was a really fun time, actually, and the kids would season. I brought seasoning. They would season it up, and I had a strategic order, and it was fun. I was outside grilling, and the kids were playing video games, and brought in mashed potatoes, and parents brought in desserts. It was a really fun thing.
Hey everybody, I hope you're enjoying the podcast. There's 3 things you can do to help us out. First one is you can go over and subscribe and like, and make sure you leave a review. We love those reviews. They're really important on iTunes or wherever you listen to these podcasts. Also, you can go down and click down below on our Amazon link. It's www.teachhoops.com/Amazon. That way, anytime you're shopping, if you have it bookmarked, we get a small little commission, and it helps us keep the lights on here, basically the hosting fees. You can also go over and check out teachhoops.com.
I think the last thing is in finding ways that your team can give back to the community or do something that's bigger than they are. I think that's huge. I had one time when I was coaching college, kids came and visited my classroom. I mean, seriously, that really made their day.
Right.
Having your team, your high school kids do something with the youth program or so forth, I think is a great way to build.
Yeah, we do that every year. We help keep score and do all that. It's like, I go, guys, this is part of just giving back, they work camp and do that kind of stuff, but I love that idea. I don't remember. It was like, we used to go to a soup kitchen before we started playing over winter break. We were always doing stuff like that, but it's been harder. I'm gonna have to get that back on the docket. I think that's a great idea.
So that was, because they still think you're bigger than life, dude. If you can get your high school players to an elementary classroom, or to do something within the community, I mean, it goes a long ways. And then
It does.
And then it's what you do after that, like you go out for lunch, you go do something after that, you go pay something to the community, but then you go do something else that builds upon that. It's like when you do your summer league games, it's really not about the games. It's going out to Culver's afterwards, or, going out to be.
Usually it's Cops. That's why they like going to Milwaukee, because we stop at Cops with a K.
Hey, you know the right place to go, Coach. That's good. That's good.
They stop at Cops and get a burger that's bigger than their head,
Absolutely. At least you know where to go when you're done.
Well, the problem is half of them were thinking we were going to Cops, the grocery store. They go, why are we going to Cops? I go, it's Cops with a K, not Cops with a C. So it was pretty funny. All right. Anything else on that, Coach? Those are really good. I love those.
Yes. Yeah. No, I think that's really good.
Okay.
Full time out today is, do you think it's important to spend time practicing blobs and slobs in your practice? Because some coaches will disagree with you or agree with you based on your standpoint of that.
Yes. And I should spend more. I'm going to make it more competition-like this year. I've always had a competition-like, but I've got a few ideas as far as that would be a good podcast to go talk about. But just a couple other, I mean, I think that I always tell teams that can't score, there's a spot you can work on and be able to score.
When I was building a program, back where I was in the old community I was at, I spent so much time on those, and we got so many buckets because of from the sideline or from the underneath, because we worked on them all the time. And I mean, we literally got buckets all the time, and maybe the good teams don't need to work on that, but I just think there's a great opportunity to always look a score in a dead ball situation.
Right. Because it's an easy setup. And it's making sure the kids are in the right spots for their strengths.
Right.
That's one of the big things. All right, good. All right, we'll talk next week, Coach.
All right, sounds good.
Hey, everybody. Hope you enjoyed that. Make sure you subscribe and like. I don't talk about my YouTube channel a lot, but go over and check out our YouTube channel at Teach Hoops on YouTube. Subscribe, like there. That would be great. If you really want to help us out, there's 2 ways you can do it. You can click down the Amazon link down below, and that basically moves you toward if you click there first and then go shopping, you won't even notice it. And it basically, we get a small little affiliate link every time you purchase something. And the second thing is go join teachhoops.com for coaches who want to get better. Talk to you soon.
This podcast is part of the Sports Social Podcast Network.